Biden and his crisis managers are bracing for impact. Author of Uncharted, Chris Whipple, joins me now. So you have a lot of sources. They're saying all of these sources are wrong. Joe was never hiding. He was sharp. What are your people saying?
Well, you know, it's amazing. Jill Biden was just saying, well, none of you authors were inside the White House, and you didn't see how hard Joe was working every day. Nobody's saying Joe Biden wasn't working hard. What I am saying, and what Uncharted documents with named sources and unnamed sources who are with Joe Biden every day. I spoke to one who was in the Situation Room on Air Force One, on Marine One, on phone calls with foreign leaders. And he told me that he began to notice Biden losing it around November of 2023. And he was on multiple phone calls in which foreign leaders were taking note of this fact. So it was kind of an open secret among world leaders and inside the White House. What are they angling for right now? What is this whole revenge tour really about? Well, look, I think it's Joe and Jill's effort at rehabilitation. I mean, they want to try to salvage his legacy somehow. But it's just stunning to me watching The View today, the way in which Joe and Jill Biden are living in this alternate reality, this fantasy world in which Joe Biden somehow was going to beat Donald Trump against all the evidence, and how he hadn't lost anything off his fastball at the age of 82, and then, of course, 86 by the time he would have finished. It's just delusional on every level.
I mean, he was not doing well with the ladies of The View. I doubt he'd be doing well against Xi Jinping or Vladimir Putin. Why is he still so angry?
He's angry because he's lost control of the narrative. He thought he was going to be a consequential president. He thought more consequential than Barack Obama. He thought he was going to be a two-term president. Suddenly, what he's seeing is the story of how his presidency really became a tragedy, not just for Joe Biden, but for the Democratic Party as well. And I think it has him furious. I spoke to one of his best friends the other night, and he said that Joe Biden is, quote unquote, begins with a B, ends with a T, angry, really disappointed by his advisors. And the worst of them all is that blanking Ron Klain. Ron Klain, of course, was a major source for my book. And in Uncharted, you can read that devastating portrait he paints of the pre-debate prep at Camp David, where Biden was out of it.
Yeah, and he was napping and calling it quits. Yeah. Chris Whipple, the book's Uncharted. I've read it. It's a good book. Go pick it up. Amazon's an easy way to do it. Thank you so much. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.